We're just getting the numbers here for the last week in terms of jobless claims. And remember, train your mind to think of this differently. We're going to look at the non-seasonally adjusted claims. They are 833,352. That is up by about 8,000 over the prior week. The seasonally adjusted claims fall to 881,000 from 1,011,000. But remember, they changed the seasonal adjusted factors, so those 2 weeks are not comparable. So the number you want to look at, 833,352, does show that we saw more jobless claims filed last week. Pandemic unemployment assistance for freelancers and for self-employed, 759,482. That is up from 607,808. So a big jump in that number, and those are always unadjusted. So that is not particularly good news. And here, total people receiving benefits. This is not good news. It's 2 weeks ago, of course. This is the week that the jobs survey was taken. The total number of people receiving benefits, 29,224,000. That's up almost 2 million, 27,028 from the prior week. So in the week we took the jobs survey for August, we saw a 2 million increase in the total number of people who are getting jobless benefits. One other quick number I want to give you here, the trade balance, much, much worse than forecast. It was expected to come in at negative 58 billion. It comes in at negative 63.6 billion. So that's a definite, this is for the month of July. This is a definite drag on the third quarter's growth figures. And it also suggests that there may be something hidden in there about the way the rest of the world is growing.
Mike, I know that Tom's going to want to talk about the trade number in just a moment, but forgive me for jumping forward 24 hours just briefly to the payrolls report. Mike, what has the relationship been like between claims over the last several months and the payrolls report every single month?
Well, they really are two different things, because claims talk about people who are losing jobs, whereas the other number is the residual of the people who get jobs. But it does, in a qualitative sense, put it that way, give you an idea of where we might be going. So the idea that the week we had the job survey, we had a bad claims number, is going to weigh on people and their forecasts for hiring overall.
You know, I look, Mike McKee, at this trade balance. I'm so glad you brought it up. That's what we expect from our best in international economics and policy. Michael McKee, this trade deficit is absolutely stunning. This is the back end of the GDP equation. When I hear Peter Hooper at Deutsche Bank talk about Q4, Q1 recession with no stimulus, this number, back to what we saw 05, 06, 07, 09, this is a grim statistic for everyone, including President Trump.
Well, it's a particularly grim statistic for President Trump, and I don't have the numbers directly in front of me, but what we have seen so far since he took office is the trade deficit with China has widened rather than narrowed, and that was his whole goal. So we'll see if that, as we get the numbers in, if that continues. The problem, of course, is all these numbers are released on the internet now, and it takes a while to get them loaded.
Do we have any sense, Mike, about what the imbalance really is? Is it a lack of exports or many imports? And it does matter.
Yeah, I'm looking right now at the trade numbers. Exports were up by 12.6 billion and imports were up by 22.7 billion. So in this case, our imports exceeded exports by a significant amount. So it is the fact that it's both. We're importing a lot more than we're exporting, however.